On this particular project, we worked with Liquid Advertising out of California, and we received a phone call from them asking if we could possibly create this 16-foot version of one of their game characters for Final Fantasy.
Titan was 18 foot wide, 20 foot long, and 16 foot tall. It was put together in 12 separate pieces, and a lot of loose elements that fit on the ground around the Titan. The agency provided a CGI file which is taken from the owners of Final Fantasy. We put together a team of designers here. They work on a program called Rhino, which is very good for converting CGI files into something that we can put on a computerized router. That router is able to cut in all 3 dimensions simultaneously and cut the shapes that we need. It isn't, of course, large enough to make a 15-foot piece in one go, so then the designers have to break this into separate pieces like a jigsaw, and that jigsaw is then put together on the shop floor. As the pieces come off the mill, we have to figure out where to put the steel in there. We also have to join the pieces together, we have to sand the seams, and we have to close up any of the porosity that polystyrene has so that it can be prepared for giving a final coating. And the final coating is a hard coat, and we spray plastic on it, and that gives us something that makes it very strong and also a surface that we can paint on. We used 3 painters on this. It took a week to paint because there was so much detail in there, and it was so much fun to watch this thing come to life. We could see the shapes beforehand, and those are interesting and cool, but adding the paint to this thing gives it that invisible dimension, I guess. It's something that it wows you, and a good paint job is what makes any prop look spectacular.
The Titan was installed in the middle of the night on November 28th. It showed up to the Hollywood and Highland Center on 4 semi-trucks that took up an entire lane on Hollywood Boulevard. Luckily, we had a really great install crew from McDaniel Incorporated that made this a very smooth process. At the event, after the Titan was installed, fans were invited to come and pose in the hand of the Titan, and there was a special augmented reality camera that would take a photo of you, and in return you'd get a shareable video that you could post on social media. And the augmented reality portion of it was that they overlaid the character Noctis from Final Fantasy, and he came in to save you from the Titan's clutches. Over the course of the 6-day post, the Titan generated over 5.5 million impressions online.
From a production standpoint, this was a challenge. And the challenge was that by the time we had a purchase order, we only had just over 3 weeks to produce this. And it was also going to be necessary to make it super high quality, because this is going to be in the public's face. You're going to be able to touch this. But we really had to focus on what was achievable here and give the client something that they could be proud of. And that's one of the reasons why they approached Atomic Props.